everybody, this is a screencast about a web extension called Diigo. So Diigo is a web extension that allows you to do in-text highlights, in-text annotations, and sticky notes on web pages, PDF files, and other articles that you find online. It then organizes those annotations and highlighted text portions and allows you to import them into an outline as bullet points, and then you can use that outline to help you write your research paper. There's a couple of other useful features that Diigo has as well that I will talk about too. So what you want to do is go to the Diigo homepage, which looks like this, and create an account. It's free, although there is a paid version which gives you some other features. But you make an account and then install the web extension, and you'll have a button show up in your toolbar up here. And what that allows you to do is to use the Diigo toolbar to, highlight or make your annotations. These are two articles that I found on sustainable agriculture, since that's my topic for this course. And I will show you how Diigo works. So what you do while you're doing your research is find an article that you like, and then while you're reading through it, you can just highlight a portion. Say it's maybe some useful information or something that kind of sparks an idea, whatever it may be. You highlight the portion of the text. Oh, sorry. First, what you'll have to do is click the Diigo extension and hit annotate. Then it'll bring up this toolbar. Find a portion of the text that you think is useful. Highlight it. Click the little highlighter button that pops up. And now Diigo has saved this as a highlighted portion of the text. And you can come to this little drop down menu and it gives you a couple different options. You can change the color of your highlighted text, and you can add a sticky note. So the sticky note is basically your in-text annotation. And that's useful if you want to add any ideas as you go along reading your text. You come up with an idea, you can just basically write it in the margin with the sticky note, and then continue on without having to switch to Word and write it down, or possibly forget about it if you try to wait till later. So I'm going to do a couple of other annotations just to show you the way Diigo organizes them. Go to a different page. Do a couple more. Just pick a different color here. Save it. One more. I think I'll just do a highlighted portion here. No annotation. Okay. So let me do this for this article as well. Okay, as you can see, I've made a couple of highlights and annotations to this article as well. So here's my first article. Here's my second. What I can do is, if I want to just look at the annotations and highlighting throughout this article, I'll just click on this button here, and it'll organize by page and show me my highlighted portion of my text. And if I have an annotation, it'll have a little dot and give the message. If I click over here on this article, same thing. organize by page, by highlight, and by annotation with the appropriate color. So this button is only for the annotations for this particular article, and the same over here. These are only for this particular article. If I want to see all my annotations for all the research I've done covering all the articles I've looked at, I'll click on the Diigo logo, and that'll bring me to the Diigo library. Okay, for some reason it's only showing one article here instead of two. Okay, for some reason I'm not able to get the other articles annotations to pull up right now, but with the Diigo library it would organize all the articles annotations, not just each individual article's annotations like I showed you before. So it'll list them just like this. It'll list them by your Diigo modified article, the unmodified URL, the highlighted portions of the article that you've made according to color, and any annotations that you've made that correspond to those highlighted portions. So once you've done that, you can quickly search with this search bar up here through your Diigo articles by topic, different tags that you've included, specific words in the URL. So it gives you just a lot of functions or options as far as finding the articles that you've made annotations to. So like I said before, Diigo helps you create an outline to use for your research paper. So you'll go over to My Outliners. Next, I'm just going to delete a few of these real quick. Okay. So once you go to make an outline, you'll have to create one, put a title in, create the outline. And now, if you click this button here, you can import from your Diigo library a link to the article, and then by hovering over the highlighted number, which is corresponding to the amount of highlighted text portions that you have, it'll bring down this drop-down menu, and you can convert all your annotations to bullet points. So you can import all your annotations as bullet points from all the different articles in your Diigo library. If you have other outlines that you've created that are useful to you, if you click on this button, it'll show other outlines that you have. Although I don't have any now, if you had some, you could drag and drop from those outlines into this one. You can also move bullet points around and either indent them or outdent them, however you see fit. And you can move titles around as well. You have a couple other options over here on the right side. You can generate a shareable link to your outline if you wanted to, share it with group members you may be working with or an instructor, what have you. And you can also export it to a PDF or Word file, whatever you like. So this is a pretty useful tool just for quickly taking your annotations and creating an outline. If I go back to the Diigo browser, I will click on Discover. So Discover is basically a search engine within Diigo that allows you to just kind of quickly search through different topics, and there's a bunch of tags here for hot topics. And next to each article, it gives you the amount of people from the Diigo community that have made highlights or annotations or sticky notes for this particular article. So I'll click on the article, even though it's not related to my topic, just to show you how it works. I'll highlight a portion of it, make a annotation, save it, and now, like I was saying before, it should show up in my Diigo library. Let's see if it did. Yes, it did. Here it is. So as I was saying before, I just wanted to illustrate it. The Diigo library will organize all your articles, not just the annotations from one specific one. Okay, so from the Diigo browser, another very useful tool is the My Groups page. So I'll click on My Groups, and I've already created a group ahead of time for the course. This is a private group, which I can invite you to, but if you go to the premium paid version of Diigo, you can create a public group. So this is a private group I made, and if you want to join this private group, just send me a message in the comments of the blog and I can invite you. And I made this this group so if anybody in the class wants to do collaborator missions, we can organize thoughts and ideas through Diigo this way. It'd just be much easier to share our work and different ideas on articles that we read. So if I go back to this article and go to my sticky note, I can actually share this to the group, pick my group, and then maybe say, look at this, to tell the other people in the group that I might have found something interesting or useful for our paper. Post it. I'll go back to the My Groups page in Diigo. And let me see if I refresh. Here we go. So the highlighted portion shows up. If I had an annotation, it would also show up, and so does my message. So this Diigo groups, I think, is very useful for working on group research projects or group papers, what have you. And there's just different options. There's always options for exporting or copying your files or your threads like this to other sources. All in all, I think Diigo is a pretty useful tool. I'm going to be using it on my research papers, that's for sure. And I think that you guys should too. Thanks.